The question of whether China will take over Taiwan is one of the most pressing geopolitical issues of our time. This conflict has deep historical roots and continues to affect international relations, global security, and economic stability. The world watches as tensions escalate, concerned over what could happen next in the Taiwan Strait. The history between China and Taiwan. The origins of the China-Taiwan conflict trace back over a century, a story woven with colonialism, revolution, and ideological division. Taiwan, an island off the southeastern coast of China, has historically been a crossroads of Asian powers. In the 17th century, it was inhabited by indigenous tribes, colonized by the Dutch, and later taken over by the Qing dynasty. Taiwan became part of China under Qing rule but was ceded to Japan in 1895 following China's defeat in the First Sino-Japanese War. From 1895 until the end of World War II, Taiwan remained under Japanese control. During these decades, Japan implemented significant infrastructure, education, and industrial reforms in Taiwan, which modernized the island but also alienated many Taiwanese from their cultural roots with China. Following Japan's defeat in World War II, Taiwan was returned to Chinese governance under the Republic of China, which was then ruled by the Nationalist Party, Kuomintang or KMT. The end of World War II marked the beginning of a bitter civil war in China between the KMT and the Communist Party of China, CPC, led by Mao Zedong. The Communists emerged victorious, establishing the People's Republic of China, PRC, in 1949. Meanwhile, the KMT, under Chiang Kai-shek, fled to Taiwan with the remnants of its forces, proclaiming that they were the legitimate government of all China. The ROC maintained this stance for decades, even holding China's seat at the United Nations until 1971, when it was transferred to the PRC. Today, the PRC claims Taiwan as a breakaway province, insisting on eventual reunification, by force if necessary. Taiwan, however, functions as a de facto independent state with its government, military, and economy. The situation is a delicate balance, with Taiwan striving to preserve its autonomy and the PRC committed to reunification. China's leadership has consistently emphasized that Taiwan is an inseparable part of Chinese territory. Under President Xi Jinping, this rhetoric has become more forceful, with Xi declaring reunification as essential to China's national rejuvenation. In China's view, Taiwan is part of its historical and cultural identity, and the PRC seeks to prevent Taiwan from achieving formal independence, fearing that such a move could inspire separatist movements in other regions, such as Tibet and Xinjiang. Taiwan's identity has evolved significantly. While older generations may have felt more connected to mainland China, younger Taiwanese increasingly identify as Taiwanese rather than Chinese. The shift is evident in the political landscape, with many favoring independence or maintaining the current status quo, where Taiwan operates autonomously without a formal declaration of independence. The ruling Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, leans toward this view, while the KMT remains more open to dialogue with Beijing. The United States plays a significant role in the Taiwan issue. While it officially recognizes the One China policy, which acknowledges Beijing's position that there is one China with Taiwan as part of it, the US also maintains unofficial relations with Taiwan, providing it with defensive arms through the Taiwan Relations Act. This ambiguous policy, known as strategic ambiguity, aims to deter both China from attacking Taiwan and Taiwan from declaring independence. Japan, Australia, and European countries also express concern over the stability of the Taiwan Strait. As global supply chains depend heavily on Taiwanese semiconductor production, any disruption could have severe economic consequences worldwide. The region's security is vital to these nations, which are strengthening alliances to counterbalance China's growing military presence. Military preparedness and the balance of power. China has dramatically expanded its military capabilities over the past 2 decades, making it a formidable power in Asia. Its naval and air forces regularly conduct exercises near Taiwan, signaling its readiness to enforce its claims. The Chinese military now possesses a range of ballistic missiles, aircraft carriers, and amphibious assault capabilities that could be used in a potential invasion. Taiwan's defensive strategy. Despite being much smaller, Taiwan has invested heavily in a deterrence-based defense strategy, focusing on asymmetric warfare and advanced technology. Taiwan's military focuses on coastal defense, missile systems, and leveraging its geographic advantage. In addition, Taiwan has trained its civilian population in emergency preparedness and is actively working on cyber defenses. The US continues to provide Taiwan with defensive weapons, including advanced missile systems and anti-aircraft defenses. However, America's commitment remains strategically ambiguous, leaving room for interpretation. This approach is intended to keep Beijing guessing about whether the US would intervene directly if Taiwan were attacked. An escalation of the China-Taiwan conflict would have severe global repercussions, economically and politically. The Taiwan Strait is a critical shipping lane, with a large share of global trade passing through it. There are a number of possible scenarios. Peaceful reunification or settlement. Some suggest that economic and cultural ties could lead to a peaceful settlement. However, given current public sentiment in Taiwan and Beijing's inflexible stance on reunification, this seems unlikely in the near term. Status quo maintained. Another possibility is a continuation of the status quo, with Taiwan operating autonomously but without declaring independence. This scenario is widely seen as the most stable and is favored by many international stakeholders. Military conflict. This remains the most dangerous scenario. If China perceives that Taiwan is moving toward formal independence, or if the geopolitical landscape shifts, Beijing might opt for a military solution. Such a conflict would likely draw in the US and other regional powers, potentially leading to a broader conflict. So will China take over Taiwan? Predicting the future of the China-Taiwan relationship is challenging, as it hinges on various factors, including domestic politics in both China and Taiwan, US foreign policy, and broader geopolitical trends. Xi Jinping has stressed reunification as a part of China's national ambitions, particularly by 2049, the 100th anniversary of the PRC's founding. However, Beijing may calculate that waiting, while using economic and diplomatic pressure, will yield better results than an outright invasion, which would be costly and unpredictable. Taiwan continues to strengthen its defenses and forge closer ties with like-minded democracies, balancing its relationship with the US and other allies. While formal independence remains off the table for now, Taiwan will likely keep strengthening its position as a democratic, technologically advanced nation. The international community will play a crucial role in shaping this conflict. While direct intervention may be limited, diplomatic and economic measures can influence both parties. The stance of key players like the US, Japan, and European countries will be essential in maintaining a balance of power that discourages aggression. The China-Taiwan conflict is a complex issue rooted in history, national identity, and the desire for sovereignty. While there is no easy answer, understanding the background, current situation, and potential future scenarios can provide insight into this delicate and evolving situation. Whether China will ultimately take over Taiwan remains uncertain, but the world will undoubtedly continue to watch closely, hoping for a peaceful resolution. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos.